the work on the code. If you haven't watched the first video, you should check out the first one. And what I'm trying now to work on is creating a new process that is going to handle the external code. So I'm trying to think how I'm going to do that. Because I have all these calls to current program, change program name, and stuff like that. And then I have the process block. So when I created the piped plugin, let me take a look again. I created two piped names, which is just a way of transmitting and receiving data. So if I go to my piped plugin here and I check when I load the plugin, I can see that I have created actually 3 pipelines. So the processing one that does the processing part, the others, and the ping. The ping is just going to check if the processing is alive or not. Then I have some threads that I'm using. So I have the timer callback, which is just a timer. It's not a thread actually, but it kind of works as a thread. And I have some send code to check if the child process is running before sending anything. And then that's pretty much it. Then on the get event, I have to wait and see if the process actually replied something. And where is my threads? They're on here. Oh, that's the process block. So when a process block happens, I check the channels and the buffer size and everything. Trying to find where's the other guy. I don't think I'm using any threads actually. I'm here. I'm just going to check one thing first because I was worried about if I'm sending something while something else is already sending something, what is going to happen. But it shouldn't happen at the same time. So we don't have actually any thread in here for what I can see. Maybe just a timer. So let me check my pipe ping. Oh, here I have a thread in here, the ping thread. So it's going to check if the process is alive. But I don't actually really need this in my new code because I'm always checking if the child process is running. Otherwise, it has been included somehow. But the nice thing about this thread in here is that I can cancel the process if it somehow got stalled or something like that, which I'm not doing here. Interesting. I'm going to worry about this later on. First, I'm going to worry about how the process is going to actually work. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to create a new call. And on this new call, I'm going to initialize the external process. So everything is going to happen in there. So during initialization, it's going to check for that and initialize the process. And I'm going to take some ideas from here because I need to be able to send information and to get information back from the piped. The piped name the pipe. First thing I'm going to do is actually create the call. So I need to create the child process. So it's just a child process here. Take a look how I created this, but I don't think it's a pointer. Here's the thing. Anyway, is this the child process? I'm going to call this external process. And need to start it up. Oh, it's a string array. Okay, nice. Just a minute, guys. Okay, there was someone at the door, but it's not here. It's from the neighbor. Um, what I'm going to create now? File. I don't need another information to be passed because I already know the process itself has to be set in stone. This is not going to be dynamic. So the shell bridge is going to be according to the register settings. So this is the guy. That's my dog. One crazy guy. He thinks he's bigger than everyone else. What's the name again? Data files. So we're going to call the process. And I need to pass the name of the pipeline I just created, which is going to be this guy. Okay, that's very nice. So I have to create this pipe name. It's going to be a starting point for everything. In which I don't have created yet. So let me put this in here. Pipe name. Pipe processing. I created the pipe. and then I created the process. When I say create a process, I'm going to start the process actually. So it's going to be, what's the name I gave it again? External process, start, and then all the commands for the shell that I'm opening. And here I have to put one small remark, which is going to be, it's just Windows, else is going to be something else, which I don't know right now. I have to check what's going to make the app. I think it's application. I don't remember. I have to check. So we're going to create the pipe and start the process. So on the process side, when it runs, it has to open this pipe processing, which I will know because I have it on my shell. I don't have to guess what it is. Now I check if it's running and I start initialization of the plugin. Well, in this case, there's not much I have to initialize, to be honest. Because the plugin is going to initialize itself. And I think that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to need now is to check every often if the size of the editor has changed. That's one thing. Check if the parameters values has changed or the program has changed. So I can do a check every, let's say, every half a second or every 1/4 of a second or something from the plugin itself. And thinking how I'm going to do that. It's not hard. You just have to change the code here. So every time a new layer is added or something big is changed on the interface, I have already a call for that. It tells the original code from the host. In this case, it's going to be this code that has something has changed. So I have to repopulate my parameters in programs. And before I continue, I have to do another thing. I have to actually set two arrays. So I'm going to call these parameters, external parameters, and a string array of external program names. Maybe I don't have to use an array because array is going to be confusing. Yeah, I'm not going to use an array because I have to add the precise number of objects, and if I somehow clear out the array by accident, it's going to be a mess. So we're going to do two things in here. I'm going to add max parameters, programs. And I'm going to use that instead. Max parameters is 6,000. Max parameters is 1,024. Just so in case at some point I have to increase this number, Just increase in one place. It's just easier. Okay. And now I just have to populate the float value for now. And here can do this. Should do this before anything else actually. I always get confused if I set zero to all the bytes on a float, if it's going to be zero. But I guess it is because one of the bits actually, one of the bits is going to be the negative operator and everything else is going to be zero. It should be zero. I always get confused by that. So just in case, just because I'm not doing something stupid, because sometimes we all do something stupid, I'm going to check it out. 000. Yeah, that's correct. Just in case. So now, why I'm using those variables? Because those are the actual ones they are going to be using. Also, I need another one. It's external current program. Because we're going to always report that instead. Turn if index is lower than max programs, return in program's name is index. Change program name. I'm not going to bother because I don't use that. Oh, there's I forgot the parameters because the parameters now is in a different way. And it's a bit of a pain to code, but crap. So what I'm talking about, let me see. ZR code is in order. Work ready. Plugin processor. Oh, here it is. Just add parameter, and I have to create a new parameter. It's a bit messy if you ask me, but it's the way Juice decided to do. I hate it, but there's not much I can do. If I want to use Juice, I have to use like that. But trust me, I'm really not pleased with it. Because before you just have a get parameter name, get parameter value, and set parameter value, stuff like that. But no, they changed that. Now I have to create a new parameter type and just add that to the list. It should be around here. I think it's not this one. PR parameter. Okay, this is the one I created. So it's an audio processor parameter. And I don't need the tooltip because I'm not going to use that on the interface. I just need to create the parameter with an option to get an external value instead. Because what I need here, this guy, it gets text get label, get name, get value, and set value. Because instead of using the internal value it provides, I have to send the new value or get the new value from the external process. So it's a bit complicated. But before I continue, there are a few things I have to do before I continue. I need to close my pipe named pipe and my child process. I was forgetting about that. So during the construction, this deconstructor, if what's the name of the guy? If it's running, I have to close it. I have to kill it actually. Whoa, that's nasty. And this guy, I have to close it. It's open, I close it during this deconstructor. And the same, I actually have to do the same thing here before I start a new process. So just in case it's already running for some reason. And the code is called again, has stop the previous one and start again. Okay, that's good. And now I'm going to take this guy here, because I have to reconstruct all this parameter here. I'm going to call external parameter. I can get a lot of this stuff in here out, but first let me check. Oh, come on. This is external parameter. For the most part, what I'm going to use. Let's see. I need the name of the parameter, the label. The value is going to be a pointer. No, not actually, no, it's not going to be a pointer. Everything here is going to be out. Going to need the index. So it's going to be very different. Okay, I have the name, the label. Actually, not even that I need it. I just need the index and the original and the owner. So I can directly check from the main code. But then it's going to give me a bit of a problem in here. Check if it's out. Going to be int index and the owner. Is all I'm going to use. Be blank because I'm not going to initialize anything. So all these guys here I have to create outside. Value is going to for now. Get name, get label. Stamps, if it's Boolean, tomato, returns this is true because every parameter is automatable on my code. Okay. So this is my parameters which I have to create. So I'm not going to be using this. No, I am going to use that. Because, okay, first I set is 0. Let me remind myself what I'm doing. Oh, I still need a value here. Internal parameters. Have to check how adding this. Oh, Juice itself has a way of doing that, so okay. During the startup, I have to add all the parameters. So I'm going to create a loop which is going to add parameters. And it's just simple as that. Parameters, the index is going to be XP and the owner is going to be this. Okay, so I'm adding the parameters. I was thinking about I have to create now the calls. Don't get created in here. Let's start with the set value. So we have, no, we don't have the value. Undefined. Okay, interesting. So I need a default value actually. So what I'm going to do now is cast my owner variable and check if the process is running. External process running. Then I return something, otherwise I return the value. Oh, sorry, it's not return. External process is running. Here I will just add the code to actually send the value to the external process. Okay. So if it's not running, it's going to use the internal value instead. And we have the set value and the get value. And we go like that. To be tricky. Going to like this, and so now I have to start thinking about the second named pipe where I can send requests. So here my engine file created using the same shell bridge but with XT in the name, so I know it's like extra stuff. So I'm going to create another pipe name here, pipe processing, pipe orders. And as always, I have to close it. And I'm going to open in here. Close it. Okay. Oh, what I'm doing. So I have to create it, the two pipes. And if it's running, I check something else. So now I need to be able to send the information to the pipe. So here on my pipe plugin, I already created something. Let me check. Let's say I want to send a control byte. Just checking if the child process is running and tries to write something. And this could actually be improved. Oops. I'm not very happy with this, but it kind of works. Not so bad. And see it's writing the start of the event. And there's just also a check for if the event is going to happen or not. Check something here, just a minute. I'm just checking something on my computer just quickly. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, all good. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. it's